Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a really long time since I made a video, especially about my good friends, Star Wars comics, and that's what we're doing today, another episode of talking about Star Wars comics. Well, where do I start with this? So, the reason I decided to do another one of these isn't to, shit on these comics once again. I think I've done enough of that, and for a long time I didn't even want to make videos about them. But, what do we have here is the new line that Marvel started this year, which is all prequel-based era stuff, if you will. And the reason why I wanted to make this is because I'm actually kind of enjoying it for once. Now, I stipulate that. Let's talk about this one right here. This special with Mace Windu. Now, I thought it was going to be a Mace Windu, Mace Windu comic, but it's not. It's, he's got his own story in there, but we also get, a Asajj Ventress story, and that's okay. But then we get a wonderful and amazing Jar Jar Binks story at the end here, in which Jar Jar Binks uses a lightsaber. Anyway, these ones in this special here, which I thought was going to be about Mace Windu, exclusively I should say, because all the rest of these are exclusively about the characters labeled on here. This one kind of sucks, I gotta admit. I'm not a big fan of the writing. I don't think it does anything for the characters. Now, Mace Windu had his own little sub-comic a little while ago, but it wasn't the best either. I don't know why they can't take the coolest Jedi here and make a really, really, really good book out of him. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. What I want to talk to you about today are these 4 books that I've gotten so far. Now, I know there's more coming down the line for the Age of the Republic, but these 4 books are really good, and I think I figured out why. It's become fairly obvious to me while looking at all of these, and you can see me flipping to the titles page, and you'll notice one thing on each title page is the name of the writer, Jody Houser. Now, I don't know who Jody Houser is. I'm not gonna say that I do or anything like that, but consistently these stories all feel like they fit the characters. It's like she might actually be a Star Wars fan writing Star Wars for once. And that is extremely important, I think. And it's what's been kind of missing from the main series. And I'm not saying that the people writing it weren't fans, but they seem to be, I don't know, not really as deeply familiar with the characters and lore as much as like a super fan would. But I think these are freaking excellent. Jango Fett, it starts out with a few, I'm going to skip ahead here, but it's about him sending his son Boba on a mission with a bunch of other bounty hunters and teaching him a lesson on how to be a really good bounty hunter that way. And then you also get flashbacks to when he was recruited and stuff like that for the Clone Project, which is cool, and that's a nice nod to the old canon, which is great. Anyway, I'm not going to show you the end of it because it's just a really good read. He definitely teaches Boba the way you would expect him to teach Boba, and it feels like it's Jango Fett's character, and it feels like Boba Fett. And it's a nice little story about a bounty hunter family, I guess, and dealing with that. Darth Maul, sort of, it follows the whole apprentice stage of Darth Maul where he's still training and stuff like that. It's pretty good. The mini series was better, we're back at the Jedi Temple in was it Malachor, the one from the Rebels TV show, which is kind of cool. But I won't show you this whole book either. I'm not going to show you any of the whole books just for I don't want to get copyright struck or anything like that. But yeah, it's worth a read. Obi-Wan feels pretty good. Now the cool thing about the Obi-Wan book is it's when he's training younger Anakin. And I like that. We never really got to see any of that. And he's having some doubts. He's having some problems with Anakin. Anakin's going through his, into his teenage years, and he's, having some issues with that. But, it's just a nice little master and apprentice story through Obi-Wan, which we never really got to see. Because Anakin's already, a young adult by the time we get to episode 2. Qui-Gon, another really good story. There's one thing I can say that's really good about these is the artwork is all really good. And if you've been following any of my other videos, I have been super hypercritical about the artwork in most of these Star Wars comics, especially the mainline series, and it hasn't gotten any better in the mainline series. Why the hell can't you get artists like this, like to do stuff like this in the mainline series? I don't understand why you wouldn't want to put your best foot forward when it comes to the mainline series of Star Wars. Instead, you relegate these really talented artists to these little side books, which are like one issues. Even though they have a number 1 on them, there's not going to be a number 2 unless they're just trying to test the waters with these prequel books. But so far, except for that one special issue which was divided into a bunch of stories, these 4 books are freaking excellent. And I can't stress that enough. I don't think, well, I could be wrong. No, Luke Ross did Django and Maul for art. And and it's a different artist in the other 2 books, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But, oh man, these are really well drawn. The art's good, the color's good. The writing is what really sells it. I can't stress that enough. And, well, all I'm saying is I'm just really happy that I got 4 really good Star Wars books finally in a row. And in a way, it's kind of starting to restore my faith a bit that Marvel at least is starting to listen a little bit to some of the criticisms. Probably not from what we've seen, but this gives me a little bit of hope. And that's all I really wanted to say today about that. And I'm hoping this trend continues, but we'll see what happens with the next couple Age of Republic books that comes out. Then we'll make the decision. I think there's a Padme one coming out in a couple months, or maybe this month, I can't remember. But we'll have to see what that looks like. I think there's a couple other, but I can't quite remember exactly which characters they're focusing on. I know I saw it in a preview someplace, but anyway, it's not here nor there. So, I want to know, before I wrap this up, what you think of this multi-camera angle I'm trying out here. I wanted to get a little bit of the old style where you could see me, and the newer style I was trying out later where you can, see the books a little bit better and kind of switch in between. Let me know what you think about that. Just trying a few different video techniques, if you will. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you actually check these ones out because they're actually decently written Star Wars books. And I wouldn't say they add a lot to the story, but at least it's well written and it's consistent within the characters. And that's pretty much all I can say for today. Thank you very much for watching.